Welcome to the David Starr Experience.
It's over. The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. It's their second Super Bowl win in 7 years. And the game is over. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
There's going to be a parade on Broad Street. Hey, man, if this is a dream, don't wake me up. We're going to have a parade on Broad Street.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the David Starr Experience. I got to ask a fundamental question. And it's a question that's fairly simple, yet can be rather complex. When it comes to talking about engineering and fundamental flaws when it comes to engineering and construction and things like that. I'm not a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not an engineer, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a metallurgist. I couldn't tell you anything about how to build a damn thing. But I can tell you what it is and it's not supposed to do. And I'm talking about aviation mostly. I'm talking about aviation. I'm talking about the concept, engineering, understanding, working operations of an airplane. Why is this important today? This is why. This just happened in Canada. What in the hell happened here? I'm trying to understand how the blue hell this happened. This just happened this afternoon. A CRJ 900. So there are several series of these CRJs from Bombardier that have been in operation since 19 some another. And this airplane, somehow or another, ended up getting upside down on the way, returning from wherever, landing at Toronto Pearson Airport. Somehow, this airplane ended up getting upside down while it was on the way, landing, whatever. Now, because there's snow on the ground, we don't really know exactly where it is in relation to the runway. I'm pretty sure VA Aviation or VAS Aviation is going to have something printed up or something mocked up for us within the next 2 hours or so. I'm pretty sure they're pretty good with that. They'll have the ATC and everything before nightfall, and I'll come back and report on that. But I'm trying to figure out how in the hell this plane landed upside down. I know they were talking about, if you notice this picture here, this is amateur footage. Notice that even though the plane is upside down, that big black thing near the right side of the picture just so happens to be one of the engines. It's a twin jet engine airplane where the engines sit towards the back of the plane. But what's the one thing you notice it's missing? Normally, with airplanes like these, there are really, really, really big ass wings on either side of this airplane. Somehow that is not there now. So I'm not quite sure what happened here. But seriously, we gotta start asking some serious questions. Like, why the hell was this airplane, judging from the environment that I see around the immediate area, I gotta wonder what the heck was this airplane doing in the air on the way in to begin with, based on the fact that the conditions could not have allowed this airplane to travel safely inbound to Toronto Pearson. Just based on the fact that this airplane looks as if that the airport looks as if it was almost impossible to taxi, let alone land a damn airplane. So I just wanted to come on and just kind of, give my 2 cents on this. This is very, very, very sad. I mean, apparently everyone survived. That's a good thing. Everyone on board survived. Everyone pretty much walked away. How, I'm not exactly sure, but if everyone survives this aircraft accident, it would be a freaking miracle. You talk about miracle on the Hudson, we about to have another miracle in Toronto. Because how the heck no one died from this, I'll never understand it. But CRJ crash landed in Toronto at Toronto Pearson Airport. At the airport, multiple people injured. No fatalities as of yet. I'm hoping that, like I said, VAS Aviation. For those that don't know who VAS Aviation is, he does a YouTube channel where he basically takes the aircraft, um, like aircraft models and artwork and different illustrations, and is able to put together a timeline as to what happened with ATC recordings. And just like with the Philly one, he had that done pretty much within a few hours of the incident. I want to say before 2 a.m. we had pretty much the ATC and the artwork illustrated on his channel. So there's that. So I'm hoping that something comes up. Hold on. Let me get to the comments. Wow. Hold on. Let me back up. I can't fly one, but I'm pretty sure they aren't supposed to fall out of the air or catch on fire, etc. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, they're not. And based on the way this airplane looks, the fact that that wing is missing tells me a lot. That could be any number of reasons why this airplane landed upside down, but I'm gonna take it that that wing missing, it might have something to do with it. I don't know. We don't see the other side of the aircraft, but I'm pretty sure that one might be missing a wing or two as well. I could be wrong. Hold on. Let's see. Might have been a very wicked crosswind while it was landing. That's very possible. Like I said, there's going to be charts. There's all kinds of things going on that's going to tell the story as to what happened here. Let's see. Where's the landing gear? There you go. Matter of fact, there's a better one. There you go. So the landing gear was down. I'm gonna take a wild guess without really knowing the full details. I'm gonna take a wild guess and just preliminary make a guess as to say this aircraft was on its way on final approach. Was probably on final approach and had the flaps deployed and landing gear down. You can't really see the back of the plane from this angle. So I can't really tell if the landing gear is down or not in the back, but the front landing gear is down at least. So we don't really know what happened here. It could have been maybe the landing gear didn't come down in the back and maybe it landed on the fuselage and somehow slid around and rolled over and whatnot. We don't know. But just judging from the landing gear being down in the front and not seeing it down in the back, maybe the landing gear door might have froze when they went to drop the landing gear, and maybe it didn't. He didn't hear it, or maybe he didn't see it on the instrument. Because when your landing gear comes down in most of these aircraft, it'll tell you, "Hey, landing gear malfunction." And because of the conditions, maybe they weren't able to see from the ground, so we don't really know. It may have just been iced over. Maybe there was some type of malfunction. We don't know. But that would also explain if that landing gear didn't come down in the rear all the way and the front landing gear was down and it landed the back of the plane on the fuselage, maybe as he landed, it landed on the belly of the plane and probably just slid around and then rolled over. We don't know. But we'll definitely see, you know, with everything. But yet, who's going to be blamed? The uneducated people that were hired by affirmative. If we don't know, we really don't know. We really don't know. Like somebody said on TikTok, question everything. I didn't realize the plane was that long. Oh yeah, those CRJs are long planes. They're not short wide bodies like the 737s and whatnot, like the 737 Maxes. Those things, these CRJs are long. You can pretty much you could play catch in this airplane if you wanted to. If you took the roof off, that's how long it is. You could play catch at like 30 yards with this airplane. The wings are in the back. It's got like a top wing. You can't see it from here because it's upside down. But these airplanes actually are I've flown on a couple CRJs. They're pretty cool. They're actually more some in some cases more spacious than other airplanes because you got longer leg room. But yeah, that's the story with the CRJ. She landed upside. They keep saying that it landed upside down, but actually it probably landed on its wheels, or in this case, probably landed on its belly. And I'm assuming that this plane probably slid on the runway and rolled over. There's a very high possibility this airplane probably just lost control when it got on the ground and slid and just rolled and tumbled a couple times. That's what I'm gonna take a wild guess as to say. We won't know until we hear the cockpit voice recorder or until we see some type of video evidence that supports that. But just based on this picture here and what I'm seeing, there's a very likely possibility that this airplane probably landed. Maybe she landed hard and bottomed out the rear gear. And when it bottomed out the rear gear, she might have slid and then just rolled over on its side and crumpled the wings. That wing from the right side of that airplane is probably sitting probably a couple 100 feet behind it. So we don't know. We don't know. Yes, because they haven't retrofitted the smaller seats yet. When I got on that CRJ that one time I had to fly to Florida, it wasn't a bad experience. It was just it was tight, it was cramped, but it wasn't bad to where like my knees were slamming into the back of someone's spine every time we hit a bump. You know, there was some girl that kept putting her feet underneath my seat, and all I kept seeing was white toenail polish, and I'm like, woman, if you don't move your foot, I'm gonna stomp you. But no, they're pretty roomy. They're pretty spacious, you know. But I'm thinking, hold on. I'm thinking a gust of wind just before touchdown. Very, very possible, but it would have to be at a very low altitude for there to be that many, for there to be no fatalities. If it was a gust of wind that took this plane and rotated it, yeah, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It could have been a gust of wind that might have taken it off course for the runway on final. And we're talking probably within probably about 100 to 200 feet. For it to land like this, it had to have touched the ground first and then rolled over. That's what I'm thinking. Because if it was still up in the air when it did this, we wouldn't be having this conversation talking about people surviving this air crash. But um, I'll report on it. I'm pretty sure NTSB's en route to NTSB is en route to Toronto to assist in the investigation. You're gonna have a lot of questions from the FAA tonight as far as people involved in this. Um, you ain't got to worry about the cockpit voice recorders. All they got to do is just walk over and walk in there and unplug them. This reminds me of that movie, The Fugitive, where that was it The Fugitive or U.S. Marshals? I want to say it was U.S. Marshals, where Tommy Lee Jones was on an airplane and it was kind of like Con Air. So they fell out the sky because somebody had a zip gun on a plane and plane rolled over and it landed in a swamp. This is kind of how the plane looked in the movie, just like at the beginning of the runway, just just at the beginning of the runway, just as the wheels are about to hit the ground and then flipped it. That's very possible. That's what I'm assuming happened. It got right to the ground, and then that's when it hit that crosswind and rotated it over. That's just my opinion. But who am I? I'm just a guy with a big mouth. So, we'll see the investigation going forward. Um, so far, like I said, um, no fatalities as of yet. I did hear the last I saw an update on NBC. They were saying that there was one person critical, um, but everybody else pretty much walked away. Uh, I'll keep you posted on my Facebook throughout the night and the post. Just keep an eye on my comment section. I mean, keep an eye on my post section. I'll try to update as much as I can throughout the night, and we'll keep it pushing. And I'll have a full update in the morning. Um, but yeah, love y'all. Take it easy. Prayers go out to all those affected by this aircraft crash again. Jeez, this is like the fifth or sixth one in like 20 something days. We just had Vince. I forget who it was. Somebody from Motley Crue. Vince Young from Motley Crue or somebody. His aircraft crashed and somebody perished in that one. So we've had like 6 major aircraft incidents in the span of 24 days. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You saw they saying that Hilo got, yes. You know what? I'm so glad you mentioned that. They did say that. Well, they're saying one that it possibly got bad info. I'm also hearing that they're saying that they didn't hear the instruction of ATC, which if that's the case, that's really, really bad. Because you're supposed to have a quiet cockpit when you're flying, when you're getting instruction from ATC, so you don't miss the instruction. So I saw they were saying that they were supposed to have a discussion about using night vision goggles, but my thing is, when did you have that discussion? Because you couldn't have had it while you were flying with ATC, because the pilot's got to listen to air traffic control, especially when you're that close to the airport. Vince Neil, his stripper. Oh God. I don't know these people. I don't know who these people are. I mean, I know who Vince Neil is, but I don't know his stripper girlfriend. Look, only stripper I. Never mind. Let me not go there. But y'all take it easy. I love y'all. Tune into the David Star Experience for more updates. I'll try to keep everybody posted as I get the information from Delta, from ATC. I'm pretty sure NTSB is gonna have. I don't know how it works when it comes to Canada. I'm pretty sure because they're a regular airport. I'm almost certain FAA is gonna be all over that, which means NTSB is gonna be somewhere involved in this. So I expect a press conference at some point tonight regarding this aircraft accident. Um, Everybody be cool, stay safe, check on your loved ones. It's cold out here, y'all. The Northeast is freezing. Pray for us. Pray for us. When I see that little groundhog, I'm gonna hurt that little groundhog. But love y'all. Peace.